Hi, I'm just gonna try to show you how to fix when these oh, what are they called? Is it like the boning in the bras? The ones that go when they start poking out at the top, and how to sew that. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna push it back inside. Just gonna. This is actually a bit harder to do on camera, so please bear with me. So I'm trying to just okay. So now it's back inside. Then we're gonna need to get a very thin, small needle. Oh, if you can see that. And this one has the wrong color thread, so I'm just gonna change that. Gonna want to match the thread as best as possible. This is the best match I have. It's not a perfect match. It's a bit more red. I'm not sure how well the camera's picking it up. Get a good amount of thread, but not too much, as it will just knot itself. I'm going to, oh, you're also going to need scissors. Sorry about that. This is my first time filming something like this, so it's probably going to be a bit messy. Sorry about that. Another thing that is important, is going to sound very disgusting, but please do not wash the bra before doing this repair, as I assume it most likely happened while you were wearing it. Oh, I'm so sorry. My English is just not it today, apparently. But I understand that most likely this that it jumped out while you were wearing it, that it got worn out and then it escaped. So you're gonna need to double loop the thread. So it's you kind of just pull it through. So you got like this. You line it up at the end. So you got almost it's almost equal. It's not quite perfect. I'm just gonna that, and then you're gonna need to do a knot. So I like to do a knot like this, just fold it over each other. It's gonna make it proper thick so it doesn't just slide right through. And then you're just going to make it tight and cut off all of the ends, so you're left with a knot like this. Hopefully that is possible to see. Just a little knot. Then you're gonna get up to where there is the fabric has been ripped or worn away. You're gonna start sewing. Now this is not gonna be fully invisible. This is a repair, just so it's possible to wear the bra again and it won't poke you in the ribs or in the boobs, depending on which side the hole came on. I'm really not sure if I'm even in focus right now. I'm so sorry if this is not focused. I'm trying my best. Learning as I go, you know. You're just gonna do loops like this. You're gonna go through from under where the fabric isn't actually loose. So if you can, it's gonna be very hard to tell. I'm so sorry about this. Okay, I think it's in focus now. Let's see. Oh, trying to get it. Okay, so you see here, this fabric here is kind of worn away. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go straight underneath it, and you're gonna sew to put through. Oh my goodness, my English. You're gonna put the needle through there and up and into a part of the top where it is also not worn out. Now, if your bra has, like for instance mine, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm just gonna show. This one has a little cute little bow in the front. Oh, I was not in the camera at all. Sorry about that. So a lot of this will actually be hidden by that bow when you're wearing it, which is perfectly fine. You can also actually purchase bows like that and put them on quite easily. So if you are doing repairs like this and you feel like it turned out very ugly, you can do that. You don't need it to be super visible though. So you're just gonna need to put the needle on up and into the back there, do loops like this. What you're trying to do is basically build some thread to hold the boning in the bra in place again. So that's all you're doing. It's not a perfect fix. It's not a permanent fix even in some cases. A lot of times, because you're doing this in this end, it might put more pressure on the other end. In some cases, this can, I have bras that are fixed like this where it has prolonged the life of that bra for several months and many uses, and then I have to fix the other side, and then at one point you kind of get to a point where everything is so worn out that you can't fix it anymore, and at that point you throw the bra away, or you start wearing it with no boning, but that doesn't really work for me with my big tits. So that's not really an option, but this is a great way to prolong the life of the bras that you have, especially since a lot of bras are extremely expensive. I definitely know that I can't afford to just purchase a new one just because it is. I go over a few times, just until it feels like it's pretty well sewn down and secure. Then generally when I'm doing this, I also check the other one. So if you see on this side, I'm not fully done with the sewing, so sorry about that. I'm going to show you how to close up, but I just check that these other ones aren't also worn out, and maybe it's just better to just do a repair on them as well while doing this one. On this bra, that is not the case, so I'm just gonna do this one that came loose, and then we're gonna just sew that up. I'm gonna do a little bit extra over here because I'm seeing that this is where it's the most worn out, so just gonna get that properly secured again. So it's really, so if you can kind of see, I'm not sure if it's gonna be all that easy to tell. I think it's focused now. So I've gone over here with stitches all across and sewn this fabric that started to wear away back onto itself and onto the top of the bra. If you can kind of tell, I'm not 100% sure if this is showing up. Yes. And then we're just going to fasten our thread. Now you're gonna do is you're gonna make a loop like this, and you're gonna pull it not fully down. You're gonna, like, I often just put my finger inside it, just like this, and then I pull it up, and you can kind of see, I hope you can see, there's a loop there, right? Okay. Almost pull it through. If you do pull it through, just do it again. It's not that big of a deal, especially not in cases like this where it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, you're gonna put your needle, sorry if this is out of focus again, I'm so sorry. Put your needle through, and then you're gonna put it around a few times. I want to say 1 or 2 times. So if you can see, I now have the thread from the loop around the needle, and then you're gonna pull the needle and the thread through that knot that you made, and you're just gonna assist it so it falls down nicely. If it doesn't fall down nicely on project like this, I find that if, for what often happens is you have like a little loop like this that just doesn't want to disappear. I'm not sure if you can see what I'm trying to show. Okay, maybe it's visible. Okay, I'm just gonna make it bigger. So let's say you did pull it through, and then you end up with a loop like this. It's probably not gonna be this big. What I generally do is I just kind of put the loop then down and like fold it up in some way, and then I just sew over it a few times just to hide it, and then I do a knot once more. Just again, this is just a repair to prolong the life of your garment. It doesn't have to be perfect. This will almost never be visible. One thing to be cautious of though is if you are very sensitive to things being itchy or rubbing you on your skin or things like that, you might want to not do as many knots as I'm gonna do, because I want this to last as long as possible so I don't have to redo this work, and I'm not that sensitive to things itching on this place on my bra. So I have other places on my garments where I couldn't have done repairs like this because I wouldn't be able to wear the garment afterwards. That's perfectly fine. You can figure out something that works. I would say that these stitches are perfectly fine. It's mostly the knots and the first knot, which is now down here, that might be the main problem for you. And I think you could also potentially, if you are very sensitive, instead of getting cotton thread, you could get some sort of maybe silk threads or something like that. I'm not sure if they're going to be quite as strong, but I'm assuming they will be less itchy, possibly. I have not tried that though, so I'm just saying that as it's an option, you know. Maybe it'll work for you. Hopefully it can work for you. Oh, maybe, I don't know if they actually sell that, but maybe polyester would work better than cotton for you as well. I do believe these are cotton threads. They could actually be polyester, and I'm just being silly. I'm not 100% sure. It's been a while since I bought these threads, so I don't fully remember. I do think they are cotton though. Cotton Joe. Sorry. Just being so silly. Okay, let's just do one more knot. I think I'm gonna do either 1 or 2 more knots. I'm not 100% sure. I'll just have to see how tight this one goes. This one seems like it might give me some trouble. I just feel it. Oh no, it slid down so nicely. Almost invisible. Yeah, that's good. It's completely. But this is what I mean, because these knots, I'm very unsure if this is possible to see on camera. They create kind of like a little, almost like a little tower of thread. That's a horrible way to explain it. I'm so sorry. But it's just a little like bump. And this can be itchy if you are extremely sensitive. So please keep that in mind. What might work better for you in that case is to just do maybe just one a twist around. It's again, then it's not going to be as strong, but the worst case scenario is you have to refix it. So it's kind of like, it depends on what you want to do. So also I could have cut this closer, but I'm just not that worried about it. It's not really going to be that visible. Obviously there is someone that sees me in my underwear, but I don't think he will mind. So he probably won't notice. In fact, and that's perfectly fine too. Now I got one more bra. I'm just gonna show once more a different bra. So this is a different bra I have. This I have already repaired, as you can see on this side. On this side, the whole, I'm not sure what this is called. The channel for the boning kind of came loose, and I had to sew that back down, and I also had to sew the top of this one. And now it's loose on this side, but it also came out. Was it on the back? No, I have already repaired the back as well. This is one of the ones I've repaired like multiple times. It looks kind of oh no, it did come out here. See, that's where it came out. I thought it was, oh yeah, see? It just went back inside. So I have to sew this part back here shut again, and then I have to re-sew this down to the bra. This will most likely be a little bit visible. You can kind of see it's a bit worn on the front as well. Making this fully invisible is going to be much harder, as also since this doesn't have a bow, and you can see it's kind of worn out pretty much to the front. So in this case, this is one of my absolute favorite bras. It's so comfortable, which is also why it looks like this, because I wear it all the time. I don't remember if I said why you shouldn't wash these before doing the repairs. It's because these this boning can come fully out inside of your washing machine, and obviously you should wash bras in like a washing net and on a fine wash cycle, no matter what, or you should hand wash them, which I do not do. I'm sorry about that. I do not hand wash. I do use the hand wash setting on the machine, but I do not hand wash them. I guess you could hand wash them probably fine before doing the repairs if you do want to do that. For me, it's kind of like it's my skin, and I'm the one who wore it, so it doesn't really matter that much to me, and it doesn't matter for the repair. So, but just be aware, if it's loose like this, it can come fully out, and it's gonna both be harder to repair, but it also can damage your washing machine. So please be aware of that. And I'm just gonna push it back. I really can't speak today. It's just like it's all the words are just so clumsy in my mouth for some reason. It's not like that is something new for me. It's pretty much the usual, but some days are just worse than others. This time I'm gonna use this thread. It's the closest I have to this. I do think I used a different one last time, but I think this is a better match for what I have currently. But that's perfectly fine. We're just gonna use this. I'm gonna get a decent amount of thread and cut it off. This is probably gonna need a bit more sewing since I also have to go down the side. I was always thinking about doing this video also in Norwegian, possibly. That could be interesting. Don't know if I need to mention that in this video. I have like 2 more bras to fix. So I don't like doing this repair. I guess I kind of do when I start sewing. It's not that bad, but it's just kind of one of those tasks that I put off and put off and put off. And right now, I think I have one bra that kind of fits, but it doesn't even fit me right because both of my good bras need repairs. So it's just so ridiculous. I had to get it done. So yeah, no choice. And I currently don't have the money to get a new bra. So this is the option we have. So again, I just made a knot. I'm sorry, I forgot to say. I just made a knot the exact same way that I did previously, and now I'm just gonna sew, take a little bit of this fabric and go into this one. And here you're gonna probably want to feel a bit for the boning channel, just to make sure you don't make it too tight or where the boning doesn't fit anymore. Obviously, it's not going to be that big of a deal since you already pushed it back in, so it's not going to be like. But you don't want to try to go through the boning, obviously, that's metal. So you're just going to want to go straight next to it, or straight right next to it, sorry. And then you're just going to do the same. Take a little bit of this fabric, go up to the next, and pull tight. Like this. Very simple hand stitching. Now this is going to be visible on the front. I can already feel myself going through on the front with my fingers that are underneath this, so it's probably, oh yeah, it's definitely visible. I think I did a slightly better job at that last time because I did a up and down stitch instead, but I feel like this is so worn out now that it would be better to do that. This kind of stitch might be a bit stronger, possibly. And I kind of don't care how this bra looks at this point because it's so worn and so like weird, and like it has all kinds of like little things, and like the color is a bit off in some places, and it's not that pretty anyways. So it's not that big of a deal if it gets a little ugly from my sewing. It's fine. I just want it to be solid so it stays for like, I want to say at least, I want like 6 more months at least out of this bra. It's a few years old already, and I want to have it for longer because I love this bra. It's so good, and it's basically invisible under so many types of clothing where you can't really tell that, because it matches my skin tone so well. It's not a perfect match to my skin tone if you like look at that, but it's so close that I'm like under a lot of white things especially, it just kind of disappears. And you can't really tell that it's there as much as you would with a lot of other other garments. So not other bras. Oh, my words really are not coming out today. That's okay. Okay, I'm not even sure if I'm in focus on the camera right now, but this was even harder to film than the other one because it's mainly on the front, and I kind of have to see the front to be able to tell where I need to so, but then since I need to see the front, it's also kind of hard to film because I have like a little thing that the camera's standing on and I can't I can't move the bra toward. Maybe I'll put it. No, that's gonna be silly. Oh, oh my gosh. I have no brain power today, apparently. I can just do like this. And it will be so much easier to film. Oh, so silly. Okay. But yeah, you're just gonna do the same thing. Loops over to just strengthen the fabric again where it has worn out. I think I'm gonna want to strengthen a little bit in between here as well, because it seems to be like coming up, unraveling is what it's called. Because of the wear and tear. So it gets a lot of wear and tear right there. So just gonna. Ooh, I hope this is in focus. Probably not, right? I'm just using my phone to film as well, so it's a bit. It's not the best to get. But it's what I have, you know. Oh. Let's just see. I'm just going to test it for this one because it is so hard to tell exactly what the problem is. It doesn't seem like it gets to come out when I'm pushing against it. I don't know if you can see. Okay, so I'm just going to assume that that's pretty much what needs to be done, and then I'm just gonna do a few more just to be very safe that it's fully secured in here and strong and won't just unravel again in like 2 weeks because that will suck. As I said, I want like 6 more months. But at this point I think I have fixed like every single one of these points on the bra, so this is the last one, which means that the next time they unravel and it escapes, it's gonna be much harder to fix it because I'm gonna have to go even further down, and it's already kind of tighter in here because of the repairs I've already done. So oh no, actually I don't think I've done repairs on this side. I've one side I haven't done repairs on, because I've done repairs on both of this side, and I've also done repairs on this side. As you can tell on this, oh, you can barely not tell. But it kind of looks a little bit extra dirty here for some reason, and that's not just random. That's because I've sewn that up, and then I guess different kind of like dust or something just gets more easily stuck on the threads that are here. So yeah, I've already done repairs on this bra in the past. Kind of surprised that I hadn't done it on all 4 corners, actually. That's kind of interesting. I'm hitting the metal instead of being able to go through. Just gonna have to pull it down. It's barely. I'm just gonna go down here. Let's get a few stitches across here to just help this that is unraveling, to just make it a little bit stronger. There are probably people that knows more about bras than me that can tell you that this is probably completely wrong. That's fine, because it doesn't, in my mind at least, this doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be functional. It just have to make it possible for me to wear this bra. And that's fine. Like, it's perfectly fine that it's just that just prolonging the life of the items you already have, you know? It's not to make them perfect. I understand that it would probably be prettier if I did this in some other way. There's probably a technique for this, where you do something or the other and it looks almost invisible. But that's not what I'm doing. I'm just gonna strengthen this one as well, since this part of the bra gets a lot of tear. Just using my nail to push the needle through. That's not a great idea, by the way, because it's very easy for the needle to slip and then get under your nail. I would recommend instead getting one of those finger covers that you can have sewing. I'm not sure what those are called actually. In Norwegian it's called fingerbell, but I'm not sure what it's called in English. Finger house, maybe? Finger hat? I have no idea. Thumb hat, maybe? Something like that. I don't know. It's a tiny little metal, or you can also get them in porcelain or rubber, I think. And then you kind of put them on your fingers while you're sewing, so you can push with that instead of the fingers, so it's easier on the fingers. I've never liked using them to this point in my life, at least. I just find them kind of uncomfortable to wear, and so I found out I find other ways. I'm so sorry about the inability to speak, and this is kind of a video where you have to speak because you have to explain what I'm doing. I am babbling a lot unnecessarily as well, though, so I guess that's gonna need to finish the thread again, or finish the thread, tie off the thread, I mean. So we're just gonna do the same thing, little loops and pull it tight, another one, and little loops and pull it tight. I'm just gonna do 3 on this one, loops, pull it tight. Oh, that's also if you're very sensitive to feeling things on your skin. One thing you could do when doing repairs on bras, like where it's like it was in this one, where the majority of the sewing has to be on the inside, you can still like do the knot part on this side. That would always obviously make it much more visible that you have done a repair, but you would not feel it as much against your skin. I didn't think about that as an option, but that is also an option. You can just kind of flip it over the thread. You kind of like you were sewing here, and then just go around like this, right? And you just do the knots on this side, if that would be better for you. So do keep that in mind if you have very sensitive skin, or you're very sensitive to wearing clothing that itches in any shape or form. Okay, and then we're just gonna cut the thread, and she's all done. So that's one of my best bras that is now wearable. That's now wearable again. So I have 2 more to fix, but I think I might just try to do a video in Norwegian as well. But hopefully this helped you with how to fix and repair your own bras. I understand that this isn't the greatest tutorial. I'm gonna try my best to make the description good as well, where you can kind of read the steps to help you and how to do this. I do hope it helped though, and that you got to learn how to fix a bra. Again, all the things you need for this is a pair of scissors, preferably ones that are sharp, but you could do this with normal scissors. You might just have a bit of a harder time threading needle. You're gonna want a thin, very small needle, and the reason why you want it to be small with a small thread hole, is that what it's called? What is it called? It's called the eye of the needle. You want it with a small eye. That is what it's called. And the reason for that is because you're going through a lot of layers in these bras, and it's going to be very, very difficult for you to do that with a bigger needle. So even though a needle like this, perhaps, if you see the size difference, this one will be easier to thread, but this one will be almost impossible to sew in the bra with. You're going to need something like this, where it's very thin and very small, so that it's easier for it to go through all of the layers and not just get stuck. Because pulling this thick needle through all of those layers is going to be a lot harder than pulling this small needle through. You might want some length to it as well, because I know there are small needles that are like a double. This is about the same size in needle. Oh, maybe actually this one might be a little bit bigger, but still they're almost the same, right? And this one is so much shorter, so it's also going to be easier for you to work with something like this, I believe, because you can kind of grab it on the other end when you've gotten it through, so you have more leverage in getting it through all of the thick fabric. And instead of with this one, which actually is thicker, so it's not a great example anyways, because I'm seeing that now, but with this shorter one you have a lot less ability to kind of grab it on the other end. Sometimes I've also done, when I've been doing small repairs on things that are especially difficult, is to get a set of pliers, the kind that has like the flat heads, for, you know, the kind of you do for like either bending steel wire or repairing jewelry or things like that, the smaller ones. And you can just grab the needle with that when you've gotten it just enough through that you can kind of grab onto it and pull it through the rest of the way with the pliers. Oh, and my hands aren't even, I'm doing all these things with my hands and then they're not even in view. But that could also be a little tip or trick if you are struggling with getting the needle through. So if you have that, you could also try that. It shouldn't be that big of a problem though if you are using a smaller needle. So I hope that, again, I hope that helped you. I hope that helped you. So sorry. I hope you have a good day and that you can fix your bras and your clothes and make them last a little longer. So that's great for the environment, and it's also great for our wallets. So it's a double win in all types of way. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video. Okay.